What is up, guys? Welcome back to Courtside Gossips. As of December 15, the trade floodgates have officially opened, and while we expected some rumors, we didn't expect a full-blown character assassination of one of the greatest point guards to ever play the game. Chris Paul's time with LA Clippers hasn't just hit a rocky patch, it has driven off a cliff, hit a tree and exploded last couple of days. The point guard has officially become the point ghost of Intuit Dome. We are seeing leaks now that make CP3 look less like a teammate and more like a corporate liquidator. It's messy, it's petty, and honestly, it's exactly why we love the NBA. Grab your popcorn, because this is a long story. Let's start with the phrase that is currently trending in every NBA front office: locker room lawyering. This is a new one, even for Chris Paul. According to internal leaks from the Clippers coaching staff, Ty Lue and Lawrence Frank reached out their breaking point because Chris wasn't just acting like a player coach, he was acting like a partner at a law firm. Reports suggest CP3 spent his time in the locker room debating the collective bargaining agreement, questioning the legality of certain practice schedules, and, get this, arguing with the medical staff about their own protocols. Imagine being a world-class physical therapist and having Chris Paul walk up to you with a printout saying, "Actually, according to Section 4, Article B of the Player Wellness Handbook, we should be doing 12 minutes of icing, not 10. It wasn't just a leadership anymore, it was micromanagement at a level that reportedly made the younger players' heads spin. He wasn't just trying to win games, he was trying to win arguments. This lawyering created a rift where players felt like they were being audited every time they stepped on the floor. When a teammate missed a rotation, they didn't get them next time. They got a 5-minute deposition on why their footwork violated the team's defensive philosophy." Now, if you want to know exactly when the vibes died, we have to talk about the Halloween massacre. Not a real one, obviously, but a social one. Chris Paul reportedly tried to pull a classic captain move to save the team's chemistry during a brutal losing streak. He went all out, rented a high-end private club inside the new Intuit Dome, covered an entire tub, and invited the whole squad for a massive team-bonding Halloween party. He even allegedly hired high-end catering and a DJ. The result? Crushing silence. Only a handful of the youngest players, guys like Bones Highland or the rookies who felt they had to go, showed up out of pure obligation. The core veterans, the guys the Clippers actually rely on, they completely ghosted him. Some players reportedly checked in on Instagram at home or at the other party's blocks away. In the NBA, when you are the leader and you throw a party that nobody attends, that's the universal signal that your voice no longer carries weight in that room. The veterans reportedly viewed the party as performative, a way for Chris to show the media he was leading, rather than actually connecting with the guys. When the lights went up at the club and 80% of the team wasn't there, the CP3 era in LA was effectively over. If that wasn't awkward enough, let's look at the bench dynamics. There is a story circulating about a recent game where Chris was benched, DNP coach's decision. He ended up sitting right next to legendary coach and current assistant, Jeff Van Gundy. According to witnesses, the two sat side by side for nearly an entire quarter without saying a single word, just staring ahead at the court. Finally, Chris allegedly leaned over and whispered, "What, so you're not talking to me either now?" That sparked a heated, whispered argument right there on the bench while the game was going on. They were apparently fighting over defensive rotations, specifically whether Kawhi Leonard should be burning energy chasing Klay Thompson around. Paul was reportedly trying to draw up plays on an invisible clipboard in the air. When an assistant coach as respected as Van Gundy is done with your input, you know you have overstayed your welcome. The bench wasn't a place for support, it was a courtroom, and the jury had already reached a verdict. But the real nail in the coffin came from NBA insider Chris Haynes. He reported that as things were falling apart, Chris Paul reached out to Tyronn Lue for a one-on-one meeting. He wanted to clear the air and defend himself against the growing rumors of his toxicity. He wanted to explain that his lawyering was just his way of caring about the details. In a move that sent shockwaves through the league, Ty Lue simply said no. Think about that. Ty Lue is known as the ultimate player coach. He's the guy who manages egos better than anyone. He handled LeBron, Kyrie and Kawhi. For him to flat out refuse to even sit in a room with a future Hall of Famer tells you everything you need to know. The bridge wasn't just burned, the Clippers had demolished the foundation. They didn't want to fix the relationship, they wanted to delete the contact from their phones and move on the next chapter without the constant lecturing. So, the million-dollar question, what does Chris Paul do now? He's 40 years old. He's got the toxic label stuck to him again, and he's currently in trade limbo. But this is Chris Paul we're talking about. He's not going to just retire in the middle of a scandal. That's not how Courtside Gossip ends. The most likely scenario? The LeBron rescue mission. The Lakers are the only team with the combination of desperation and friendship to pull this off. LeBron has always wanted to play with Chris, and the Lakers desperately need a high IQ floor general to settle their second unit. It's the last chance for the Banana Boat crew to do something special. Rob Pelinka might see this as a low-risk move to keep LeBron happy, while adding a veteran who knows how to win in the playoffs. The wildcard, the Miami Heat. Pat Riley loves difficult veterans with high IQs. Think Jimmy Butler or Kyle Lowry. The Heat culture might be the only thing strong enough to contain CP3's personality. If Spoelstra thinks he can use Chris for 15 minutes a night of pure tactical brilliance, don't be surprised if he lands in South Beach. One thing is for sure, Chris Paul is going to find a way to finish this season on his terms, even if he has to argue with every ref, coach and water boy on his way out the door. The point guard might be falling, but he's going down swinging, citing the rulebook every step of the way. That is the state of the CP3 drama right now. It's wild, it's petty, and it's pure NBA chaos. But what do you guys think? Is Chris Paul the villain here? Or are the Clippers just looking for a scapegoat for their own failures? Is it time for him to hang him up? Or does he have one more playoff run in him? Drop a comment below, I want to hear your takes. Also, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Courtside Gossips. We'll be tracking this story as it develops. See you in the next one.